Hey, Bayek, it's me, Ian. Well, it's my weekly watches. There isn't as many this week. I've not been feeling quite as good. I've had a pretty bad, just not felt good at all. Still recovering, but I thought I'd do this video and just show you what I've watched. So let's get into it. This is the first one, and it's Hostiles. This is from 2017. It's directed by Scott Cooper, who I think, if you look through his films, he's actually really well known now for his Bruce Springsteen documentary, which was 2025. This film stars Christian Bale. Christian Bale, I don't need to say too much about because he is a really good actor, absolutely superb. I think he's obviously well known for the Batman films. He did Batman Begins 2005, The Dark Knight 2008, and of course The Dark Knight Rises. That's it, Dark Knight Rises. I was trying to remember. 2012. It was also in a film that I absolutely loved, which surprised me. It's a new discovery of this year, which was The Flowers of War from 2011, which was absolutely, just thought it was fantastic. And for him as well, he was in Thor: Love and Thunder, which is an absolutely awful Marvel film from 2022. So we won't talk about that one. Absolutely awful. Then we've got Rosamund Pike. That's it, Rosamund Pike. She's a British actress. She was in Die Another Day, 2002. She was in Made in Dagenham, 2010. She was in Johnny English Reborn, 2011. She was in The Man in the Iron... With the Iron Art, which I have reviewed before, which is a brilliant film, 2017. They're just a few highlights of her films that she was in. And there's also an appearance in here by Timothy Chalamet, who of course was in Interstellar as an early role, but is more well known for his appearance in Dune 2021, Dune Part 2 2024, and this year he'll be in Dune Part 3. Also, another recent film from last year, Marty Supreme 2025. So they're the main sort of cast in this film. This film is excellent. I just absolutely adored this film because it raises so many questions. It's so well done. It's about atrocities and the way they affect people's lives. And, we see at the beginning Indians being slaughtered. We see white people, settlers being slaughtered. We see all these kind of things going on, and basically the main character, played by Christian Bale, has been ordered by the army to escort a dying Cheyenne war leader. He's not very pleased about this, but he's doing it. He doesn't have much time because of his own personal experiences as he sees it. And so he's got to escort this dying Indian chief back to his homeland, and that's the story. And on the way, of course, we get all the problems of doing that, but it's also a journey for him where he actually begins to change his views and his mind just by mixing with these people. And one of the most beautiful scenes actually in this is when he is with the dying Indian chief, and there's something really quite touching and beautiful about the scene. He doesn't say much, but you see the change in him from how we see him from the beginning, and it's beautifully done. This is a really good modern Western. It just shows that the Westerns are still alive and well, and we can produce still great Westerns, and Westerns which have depth, which are not just sort of shooting each other and trying to assert themselves. Westerns that are beautiful in the way they look as well. This looks absolutely fantastic. It's so great cinematography in there, and also, as I say, it's a really good story. I really was surprised. It's the first time watch for me, and I thought it was great. And Christian Bale, absolutely superb, really superb. Love this film. The next film is King and Country. This is from 1964. We could describe this as kind of a courtroom drama because it's a court-martial. It's directed by the wonderful Joseph Losey, who I think is a just superb director. Now, the year before, he directed The Damned, 1963, which I absolutely love. And also, the same year, the film that really put him on the map, if you want to say, is he did The Servant, which was 1963. So this is the first film after the brilliant acclaim and success of The Servant. And of course, The Go-Between, 1971, I just absolutely, that is another masterpiece for me. Absolutely love it. This film is excellent. I say it stars Dirk Bogarde. Dirk Bogarde, great actor. So he's like the John Mills kind of actor. He's just so reliable. You can just put him in anything, and he gives a superb performance. What I like about the way his career developed, he was doing all those doctor films, and then he sort of went right into sort of art, serious films. We got like The Death in Venice in 1971 and The Night Porter in 1974. He just had such a wonderful career right from the 1950s right through, for all those doctor films, and just absolutely great. What an actor. Then we've got another actor who is worth talking about, is Tom Courtenay. He, in fact, is still alive now, and he's 88 years old. He came to prominence in The Loneliness of the Long Distance Runner, 1962, Billy Liar, 1963, which was this sort of period of British cinema, the kitchen sink drama era of films. And of course, he was in Dr. Zhivago, 1965. And later on in his career, he was in a brilliant film, which I think I may have mentioned before, Christopher Eccleston, which is Let Him Have It, 1991. What can I say? He's another great actor. And we've also got Liam McKern, who was a figure that we all know from Rumpole of the Bailey and also The Prisoner. And there's even Barry Foster, because Barry Foster pops up in so many films. known, I think, famously for the Friends in, Hitchcock's Friends in 1972, and of course Van der Valken TV series 1972 to 1977. That's a great cast, and this is a great film. It's Tom Courtenay is a soldier who basically one day decides on the front line that he's going back home because he's discovered that his wife has been unfaithful, and he's kind of just not thinking. He just decides to walk off, makes no plans or anything about it. It's something that happens in his mind, and he just goes off and does it. And of course, that leads to his they capture him, and it's desertion, and he's going to be court-martialed, and this is what we see in the film, the court-martial. And Dirk Bogarde is somebody who's from the sort of officer class, who's been given the task to defend him. He, of course, at the start just thinks, yeah, he's just another of these deserters, deserves what he's going to get. But then, of course, he discovers a lot more, and he kind of understands things a bit more. And he does a great job of defending him. In fact, you can say he really kind of wins the argument. But the army, being what it is, it has to support discipline, and it can't have deserters. So inevitably, he's going to be found guilty, and we get a very sad ending. But it's so poignant. This is a great film. A really outstanding piece of work by Losey. It's really an anti-war film of the period, the futility in many ways of the First World War, what happened, how damaged people were. So it's a very anti-war film, really. Great film, highly recommended. This film should be seen by a lot of people. It's so good. And yeah, it's kind of almost like a stage play as well, because the locations that are given are very limited, as you can imagine, in the trenches. And Losey, the genius of him, even that, he manages to make kind of seeing how dirty and awful all this situation is inside the trenches, all the mud, you see the rats, you see everything there. And again, it's the genius of this brilliant film director that he's able to show all this. Absolutely genius piece of filmmaking. What can I more than say that? Well worth a watch. Then we've got another film from 1961. This is The Frightened City. It's directed by John Lamont, who directed The Shakedown 1960 and notoriously Conga from 1961. It's a Joan Crawford film, I think that is. Is that, I think? No, it's not. Oh, is it? Yeah. It's a monster creature film. It's a rip-off of King Kong. Yeah. It's not very good, but yeah, there it is. It's okay. It's okay. Now, this is starring the brilliant, I always think how brilliant he is, Herbert Lom. Herbert Lom, I think, is brilliant because he's one of those actors who doesn't get star billing. He's not, and he should do. He's in so many great roles. I mean, his career went right back. 1942, he was in The Young Pit. He was in the brilliant Hell Drivers. I think Hell Drivers, and he's really good as Stanley Baker. Hell Drivers, absolutely brilliant Stanley Baker in that. You know how much I love Stanley Baker. And he was in The Lady Killers as well. which is a great film, 1955. Spartacus, 1960. Mysterious Island, 1961. Shot in the Dark, of course, which it became part of the Pink Panther series, where he was just an established role, absolutely the nemesis of everyone, and he was brilliant. He was absolutely brilliant in that role in those Pink Panther films. So yeah, Herbert Lom. What can I say? Then we've got John Gregson. John Gregson is one of those actors who just pops up in so many British films, right from the 1950s and 1960s. Even it pops up again soon, as I'm going to tell you in the next film. But what a career he had. And he plays the sort of inspector in this role, who's been given the task that he's got to smash all this protection racket stuff going on, because that's what's happening, and a war is breaking out. All the gangsters cannot work together. They try at one time, we see the meetings taking place, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And this is really a good glimpse as well of the early 1960s. I love it when we see the location filming of that era. Absolutely superb. Love this film. Then I think this next film is also another great film. This is Fright. It's from 1971. It's directed by Peter Collinson, who directed Up the Junction 1968. The Italian Job is perhaps his most famous film from 1969. This is very well directed. Love this film. It stars Susan George. Susan George, really good actress. She did actually make an appearance in Up the Junction. It's not a big role. I think that's in 1968. And of course, a film that I absolutely adore, and it's got the man in it, James Mason, which is Spring and Port Wine. She's really good in that. She plays the daughter, 1970. And then Die, Scream, Marion, which is one of those Peter Walker exploitation films, 1972. And of course, most famously, and she is really good, the controversy around it is Straw Dogs, 1971, with Dustin Hoffman, and it's an home invasion film, absolutely, and it's superb, and she's great. And then we've got she went to Hollywood, and Dirty Mary, Crazy Harry, Crazy Larry, 1974. Yeah, Susan George, she went into TV as well, did all sorts of things. I think she's a really good actress. She had a great career. And then we've got Honor Blackman. Honor Blackman, I love her as well. She's a great actor because she was in Goldfinger, 1964, playing Pussy Galore. What brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And of course, she was in The Avengers. Yes, sometimes we forget that. She was in the first Avengers, not the Marvel ones, the brilliant TV series, 1962 to 1964. She played Kathy Gale. Yes, before Diana Rigg. Yes, she's really good. Absolutely. And also, I'd just like to mention she was in a film that I probably mentioned not that long ago. She was in Shalako, 1968, which was a sort of Western, and that had Bridget Bardot and Sean Connery in. I just thought I'd mention that. She was really good in that. There's also, in this film, we've got George Cole and Dennis Waterman. Yes, but they're not in scenes together, though. Dennis Waterman, in fact, is in quite early, and he exits fairly early. He's one of the victims, we might say. And then we've got Ian Bannum, Ian Banham was in The Hill, 1965, Flight of the Phoenix, 1965, and also he's well known in Doomwatch film, 1972, The Offence, The Offence, what a film, 1972, and he was in The Sweeney, 1977 film, Open Glory, 1987, and Braveheart, 1995. There's just a few of the films he's in. Absolutely brilliant. And we've got John Gregson as the psychiatrist. Wow, psychiatrist. And John Gregson, a latter part of his career in the 1970s. Wow, yeah, he's always good. Again, just such a great actor he was. Yeah, brilliant. So reliable, absolutely brilliant. This film is interesting because it's very much set in one location. It's like you can see it's almost like a stage play in its setup, and you just have a bit of near the end we see a bit outside, and it has been described as like an episode of a TV series thriller, which it could have been, but this has got the blood and gore which you wouldn't see on a TV show. But isn't it? I think that's quite an interesting comparison. I think it's Kim Newman who brought that up in the Brilliant Extras, where Kim Newman, what critic, but he sort of says that, and I think he's right. But this is so enjoyable, and I think so. Ian Banham just, wow, he is superb as this. He's totally off his head in this. He really is, and he plays it so well. It's just an outstanding performance. I just think this is a great film, very enjoyable, definitely. And then we've got this one, Pacific Heights. It's a film that I've watched a lot. It's from 1990. It's one of those films that you just can't help but love. And the outstanding performance, Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton in this, his great roles that he's known for, of course, Beetlejuice, 1988. And I think he came back and did this other one they did, didn't they? And of course, in the Batman films, 89 and 92. And also he did a cameo as Batman in 2022 in The Flash. I just think he's absolutely superb and so sinister in this role. He is amazing. He's outstanding. Absolutely think without him the film would just wouldn't have the same impact. Definitely, he is superb. And then we have got, of course, Melanie Griffith. Melanie Griffith, I think for a lot of reasons, didn't really make many successful films, but the one she did, I absolutely love. Working Girl, just outstanding. It's a film I watch every year at Christmas for some reason. And she's very good in this. She is excellent in this. Yes, really, really good. She's always good. Whatever she was in, she was good. And then we've got Matthew Modine, who I think is perhaps well known with Full Metal Jacket, 1987, and Oppenheimer he was in 2023, yeah. And I should have said this, it's directed by John Schlesinger, who had, again, such amazing career. We directed, incidentally, we had Billy Liar. So we mentioned Billy Liar earlier on, 1963. And of course, again, one of my all-time favourite films, which is Oh, fantastic. Far from the Maddening Crowd, 1967. He directed that. And then Midnight Cowboy, 1969. I mean, Midnight Cowboy. Wow, what a film. Dustin Hoffman connection there. And then Marathon Man, 1976. Dustin Hoffman, Laurence Olivier. Absolutely superb. This film is just really good. It's the concept of this young couple. They set up a house together, which they want to rent out, make some money. They do put all their money they have, invest it into it, and then they'll make the money back, they hope. Yes. And unfortunately, they rent it out to this character, Michael Keaton's character, who doesn't pay his rent. And the more they keep trying, and then they hear all these banging noises as well. All these banging noises. What's going on in there? It's all kind of weird. And then when they do, they see some other sort of person in there as well. What is going on with this? And the story unfolds, and it's brilliant. He's just not going to pay the rent, and Melanie Griffith's character has to take things into her own hands. That is a very satisfying bit where she uncovers exactly his past and what he's been up to, and she gets her revenge back. The scenes where she gets her revenge back are fantastic. Like messing with credit cards and all that sort of stuff. Superb. She really exposes him. And the ending, then you think the film might have ended, but then it comes back and we get another shocking ending. Oh, I could watch this film so much. It needs a Blu-ray release, they always say, and it's true, it's not had one. And even the DVD, this is a South Korean DVD release. Yeah, I don't know what's happened, but this needs a better release. I say that, but it looks pretty good on my telly. Actually, it did look pretty good. Yeah. So that's it. Oh, sorry. I say one more. Most of these films were earlier in the. I just managed to watch this one, which is Kings of Sun. It's directed by J. Lee Thompson, who was amazing amount of films like Ice Cold Alex, 1958, Tiger Bay, 1959, Guns of Navarone, wow, 1961, Cape Fear, the original Cape Fear, 1962, Planet of the Apes films, Conquest of the Planet of the Apes, 1972, Battle for the Planet of the Apes, 1973, The Greek Tycoon, 10 to Midnight, Greek Tycoon 1978, 10 to Midnight 1983, and Death Wish 4, 1987. And this stars Yul Brynner, famous King and I, 1956, Ten Commandments, 1956, Samson and Sheba, 1959, of course, The Magnificent Seven. Wow, it's so well known that, 1960, and also The Return of the Seven, 1966, Westworld and Future World, Westworld 1973, Future World 1976, iconic as the gunslinger in that. Then we've got George Chakiris, who played, he was in The Great Caruso, 1951, Brigadoon, 1954, West Side Story, 1961, 633 Squadron, which has Superb War from 1964, and Pale Blood, 1990. Those are a few of the films that he was involved in. Then we've got Shirley Ann Field. She was in The Flesh is Weak, 1957. Horrors of the Black Museum, that's a great one, 1959. The notorious Peeping Tom film, 1960. Saturday Night, Sunday Mornings, 1960. Kitchen Sink drama. She was in, Lotus the Damned, 1962, brilliant. Doctor in Clover, she was in Doctor Film, 1966. House of the Living Dead, 1974. My Beautiful Laundrette, 1985. Superb films, absolutely superb films. Richard Basehart, who pops up in so many films, pops up in the early part of this film, most famous for Voyage through the Bottom of the Sea. So this is a story set, I suppose it's in the sort of Mayan area, Aztec area, all the Aztec stuff. Absolutely love it. The Incas, the Aztecs, Mayan. It's a Mayan city-state. Basically, they have wooden swords. They've got to how are they going to defend themselves against raiders with metal swords? That's how it's seen. They decide they're going to go away. They go further down the coast, and they got the American Gulf Coast. They sail to. Unfortunately for them, though it seems a great idea, they end up with somebody else. Not very pleased that they've landed there, which is Yul Brynner's lot, and to put the mix in it as we get sort of Hollywood kind of look at this. There's a woman involved, and the two leaders both are in love with her. Yes, so we've got that. The sort of typical Hollywood kind of thing. I can understand why you have to do it. You've got an epic film here, and we've got to throw in this kind of melodrama stuff. And so it's the old tale of two men competing for the affections of the leading character. Of course, he's played by Shirley Ann Field. And she does the role very, very well. So I do enjoy these epic films. But you know what you're going to get in this Hollywood. They have to put that in, this kind of stuff. And it's a good film. That's it. Yes. Crikey, I have gone on too long, even though. But I haven't watched as much. Blooming heck. So that's it. Hope you've enjoyed that. Let's see. Let's see where I am. Well, if you've liked the video, please give the video a like. It's good for my channel. Gets it out to YouTube. And if you've got any comments, please put your comments down. I'll always read them. And if you're new to my channel, why not subscribe? Subscribe will let you know when I put out the videos and all that kind of stuff. And that's it. So all I've got to say is, I'll see thee again.